Hello everybody, welcome to a Mario Kart 7 race analysis. So in this video I'm going to be looking at some online races I recorded, and I'm going to be going over my strats as the race happens. So let's go on ahead and get started. So this is a race on GBA Bowser's Castle 1. It was, I believe, 150cc, or it's mirror mode, I don't remember which one it is. But anyway, at the beginning of any Mario Kart 7 race, I like to take the turns wide so that way you can drop down a few positions at the start, so I can get a good item at the start as well. And then I can try and get a slipstream off any of the racers to get up to lead very quickly. But in this situation, there's nobody's close, but at least there's no dragged items for me to deal with. Except for a Tanuki tail that's up in first place, but they a little bit far ahead for me to worry about. Next, a Firefighter appears in second place, and so I had to take wider lines to avoid their fireball spam, and I narrowly avoid all of them. Now right here, I'm trying to get a slipstream off this me in front of me, but they just got too far away from me. Slipstreams are very useful in Mario Kart 7. And then right here, I hit a thwomp and used my mushroom to recover. And then, in a little bit, a lightning bolt appeared and took out my other few mushrooms. Then right here I start drifting while I'm tiny to build up a mini turbo and then restore all my speed as soon as I grow big. That's a good way to recover from lightning bolts. Then right here I hit a boost pad so that I can take this glider shortcut, and this Metal Mario right next to me picks up a Tanuki leaf, and so I have to take some weird lines just to avoid getting hit by them, because they did slow down to attack me. But luckily I wasn't dragging the red shell. Up until this point. Now at this point, I knew there's going to be a blue shell at some point, since blue shells like to appear on the final lap, and that prediction was correct, so I drive off the edge, and because I drove off the edge like that, the blue shell locked onto the Metal Mario instead. So that dropout is pretty successful. Driving off the edge could be pretty useful for dropping out of Mario Kart 7. Now I go here for the glider shortcut, then I see a green shell, and then I boost, and managed to steal the lead because the Mii was actually slowing down to avoid the green shell, which is a good play on their part, so they don't end up getting hit by that. But yeah, that race demonstrates a bit of anticipation and a little bit of prediction, and overall just taking risks, especially at the last second with the mushroom. Anyway, on to the next race. Okay, next up we have a race on Maple Treeway. So right here I decided to go for the shortcut right here, so I can slow myself down and get a good item at the start. That's what's called sandbagging, like I usually do at the beginning of every Mario Kart 7 race. And because I did that, I managed to avoid some insanity that was going on at the cannon, and so I managed to get up to the high positions with the star pretty early in the race. So then I'm just keeping an eye out on everybody around me, so that way they don't pick up any items to hit me with. And I noticed that third place gets a bomb, so I had to be very careful in case they throw it forward. But luckily for me, they end up dropping it backwards, so I don't have to worry about it that much. Then right here, I keep an eye on first place to see if they get any green shells, because this is a very good spot for people to throw green shells backwards at people, and also red shells. But luckily for me, they threw the green shell forward. Now right here, I'm trying to see when if last place ever gets the lightning bolt, because lightning bolt only goes to the person in last place, so I'm keeping an eye out for when 7th place will pick up an item. And they pick up the lightning bolt, and I actually get hit by the lightning bolt, but still manage to use the star at the same time, so that might have just been a frame-perfect lightning dodge or something. That was kind of weird. But anyway, I'm front-running for a good chunk of the race, so I'm just keeping an eye out for any more blue shells, and I believe blue shell will be appearing very shortly. Right there. Since I'm so far ahead, I can't really do much about it, so I can't stop or drop off the edge, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just take the hit anyway. The blue shell was sent out, and so I see it getting close, and there's actually a pit for me to drop off, so I can get the quick respawn. But the blue shell actually respawns earlier in the track since it fell off as well, so I decided to drop out anyway. Now right here, the blue shell goes for the toad, but it actually does not hit them. Because when you dive off the edge to avoid blue shells like that, the blue shell can become desynced on people's screens, so the blue shell probably exploded on that toad screen. So yeah, there could be a little bit of lag going on with blue shells when that happens. So right here I decided to just use the mushroom to take the shortcut to see if I can get these double mushrooms up to first place. I have to watch out for this Metal Mario's green shell. I noticed that they have a bit of a poor connection, so I see them warping around a bit, so gotta get as far away from them as possible, so that way they don't lag past me after the race ends. I'm also saving this mushroom just in case of any last-minute blue shells, because like I said in the previous race, blue shells like to appear on the final lap in Mario Kart 7, so don't want to take any risks. Then I see 2nd place pick up a red shell, so I decided to use my mushroom right here, so that way the red shell doesn't approach me at light speed, since that's still the person with the poor connection behind me, so I decided to just play it safe and just grab the banana peels and win the race. And there is the confirmed first place. So yeah, that he's definitely demonstrated a bit of quick reaction and just basically just being careful of all the items around me, since I had a star up in the high positions. But anyway, on to the next race. Next up, we have a race on GBA Bowser's Castle 1 with only 4 players. So at the start, I decided, as usual, just to go for the wider lines so I can drop down to 3rd place and get a good item, but it didn't quite work in this case since it was only a single mushroom. Now right here, this Bowser off to the left side actually tries to go for the Ultra Shortcut on this track, but it was patched a couple of years ago, so that was a very dumb play on their part. But anyway, I decided to chain the mushroom right here to get something else, and then I accidentally used another mushroom since I was spamming the item button. Now right here, I'm trying to avoid taking the same lines as this Toad so that I don't hit their banana peel. I'm taking the wide lines, so that way I'm not getting able to get hit by the banana peel. Then I tap my brake button a little bit, so that way I stay back in 3rd place, and pick up triple mushrooms. So then I take faster lines so I can catch up to this Mii player. Then I get close enough so that way you can actually get a slipstream off them, trying to take their same lines. I get the slipstream, use a mushroom boost, and since I hit the glider ramp while having a slipstream, I'm able to keep the bonus momentum as long as I stay in the air, so I went really fast on that gliding section. And then I eventually get the blue shell dodge. Kaboom. And then I end up winning the race. So that race definitely demonstrates the good use of sandbagging and also effectively using the slipstream. If you ever get a slipstream, try getting a mini turbo or a mushroom boost, and try to hit a gliding section if possible. Next up, we have a race on Koopa Cape. So you know the drill. I slow down at the start to get a good item. I drop down to 5th place and pick up triple mushrooms. Now I like dropping down to 5th place in 7-player races since that's a position where stars appear on a consistent basis. But I didn't get a star in this case. But then I noticed that there's triple reds in front of me, so I just had to make sure I don't go too fast and end up getting hit by them. Then right here, you can use the glider to cut across the off-road right here, and I'm still getting close to that triple red shell, so being very careful. But the Koopa actually slows down just to hit me with the red shell, so the way they don't allow me to get to the top spots with those mushrooms. Good play on their part. So now I'm just still being careful of that single red they still have, and so I'm just taking different lines of these 2 people in front of me since they have dragged items. Then next I end up picking up triple red shells, and then this Metal Mario allows me to pass, so I can take out the Koopa Troopa. So I throw my red shells, get hit by the Metal Mario's red shell, and then some Mario Kart insanity happens because of the blue shell. But then I see another Koopa pick up a triple mushroom to try to take the lead with it, but I managed to stop them before they got too far ahead. And then right here there's a mushroom right behind this Goomba, so I decided to use that to take the shortcut. If you hit a Goomba with a mushroom with an item, it'll actually drop a mushroom all the time. So once again, use the glider to take the shortcut right here. And then a lightning bolt goes off, and since I'm tiny, I decide to use some drifts to get my speed back, and also grab this item box. So that's a good way to recover for the lightning bolts, like I said in that first race in the video. Now I've noticed that the Koopa in 3rd place has a bomb right behind them, so gotta be very careful, because they're probably gonna throw it at the straightaway right here. They throw the bomb, and it lands off to the left side, so I'll go off to the right, and since the bomb was walking toward me, it ends up guiding them right into the 2 players behind me, so that was pretty nice. Now right here, I accidentally throw my green shell too early and end up getting hit by a red shell, and then a blue shell, which causes me to end up falling down to last place on the final lap. But the race is still pretty close. I still have a chance to get a lightning bolt and shock everybody while I'm right next to them. So it's not all bad at this point in the race. Pick up triple mushrooms, so then I decided to just dispose of them and try to get another chance at a lightning bolt. My next item is a bullet bill, and while it is slow in Mario Kart 7, it is useful for avoiding lightning bolts, and if you use it close to the end of the race, it can basically give you a free ride to the finish line, so that's why I'm saving the bullet at this point. So I'm being very careful right here, and I'm also trying to get the slipstream off this player, but it didn't quite work. I also know that there's a Lucky 7 in 3rd place, so I gotta watch out for their bomb and all the other items they throw. I try to get up to the highest possible position of this bullet bill, and then I use it to give myself a free ride to the finish line. I take out the Mii player, and then it gives me a free ride to 2nd place as well. So yeah, that's one way to use a bullet bill. That's how I like to use bullet bills in Mario Kart 8 and 7. A free ride to the finish line. But anyway, on to the next race. Next we have a race on Rosalina's Ice World. So once again I try to sandbag but only get a 2nd place item. I pick up a green shell and try to throw it at this Metal Mario, but I hit their banana peel instead. But luckily the Koopa next to me gets a red shell, so there was a bit of an accidental teamwork going on right there. So I try to go for the slipstream for this Koopa Troopa, but I keep bumping them around, so I couldn't get that. Then once again I try to sandbag down to 3rd place, but I end up getting another 2nd place item. Then the Koopa Troopa next to me gets a Fire Flower, so I gotta try to avoid taking their same lines to avoid getting hit by their Fireball spam as usual. So I managed to dodge all the Fireballs, so I decided to go full steam ahead. But then comes a situation that happens a lot in Mario Kart 7. Somebody picks up a blue shell and they attempt to get up to the lead with it. So I noticed the Koopa is dropping out as well, so I slow down a bit, but I don't come to a complete stop. Then I try to stop the blue shell user with the banana peels, but I hit the wrong person in the process. But luckily the Yoshi is going full steam ahead, so that way we don't have to deal as much dropout nonsense. However, the Yoshi decides to drop out shortly after, and so I'm spamming my tail and narrowly avoid the star, and manage to stop the blue shell user in the process. So I decide to stay in second place to see if I can get a mushroom, and luckily I ended up getting the mushroom, so then I just go full speed and try to stay in the lead with my mushrooms, that way I don't have to deal with the blue shell. And luckily, since it's a 5-player race, I don't have to worry about lightning bolts, since lightning bolts do not appear in races of 5 players or less. And eventually I end up getting the blue shell dodge, so that's one way of dealing with people trying to bring blue shells up to the top spots. Just slow down, but not come to a complete stop, and try to see if you can get the everybody in the race to the next item box set, so that way somebody can pick up a mushroom or a star or a bullet bill to dodge the blue shell and make the blue shell users blue shell a lot less useful for them. So yeah, then I end up winning the race, and that's pretty much it for this race. But anyway, on to the next race. So the final race I'll be looking at in this video is a race on Calamari Desert. Now at the beginning of a race on Calamari Desert, I like to just go off into the off-road and take the glider shortcut right here, just in case the train is blocking the crossing. But it wasn't doing that in this case, so basically it just became sandbagging, and I managed to get triple mushrooms up to 4th place because of that. Now there's a red shell right behind me, so I slow down just to let them pass so I don't get hit by that. Then I notice this Shy Guy picks up a star, so I'm being pretty careful right here, just in case they decide to stop and just attack me with a star. You never know when people decide to troll others with stars. Now, I'm trying to stay back in 7th place, since that's a position that gets stars more often than 6th place, so I'm trying to get the best item possible. And I get a golden mushroom, I use it once and just let it run out, since I want to stay back in 7th place. You don't always have to, you don't always need to spam the golden mushroom. So I'm just staying back in 7th place to see if I can pick up a star. But at the next item box, I pick up a bullet bill, which might not be the best item for Calamari Desert, since most of the shortcuts on here are mushroom and star-based. But I decide anyway just to save onto it, just in case of a lightning dodge, or once again a free ride to the finish line at the last second. Now right here I get a slipstream off this Donkey Kong, and I try to get a mini turbo to keep the bonus momentum going, but I wasn't able to do that in that case. So just being very patient and keeping out of the middle of the road, while also watching out for the green shells from the Shy Guy. Whenever there's a blue shell in play, you gotta stay out of the middle of the road. I'm still being pretty careful right here, since I see some items right next to me, and people don't seem to be too concerned about stopping me from getting up to the top spots with this. And then Mario picks up another triple green shell, so I gotta still be careful, be patient, and be careful at the same time. Then Mario throws a green shell and stops the person in 3rd place, so I'm able to get up to 4th place. So right here, then I just decided to use the bullet bill to give myself a free ride to the finish line. And luckily, a troll in 8th place stops one of the Metal Marios, and then I was able to steal 1st place because of that bullet bill. So I had a little bit of help from a troll back in 8th place. And not to mention, just being patient also helped me out to win that race. So that's going to have to do it for this Mario Kart 7 race analysis. It's definitely very nice to look at some races and go over my strategies to help you guys get better at Mario Kart 7, and even apply these strategies to the other Mario Kart games. So if you want to check out any more racing tips, then check out my Mario Kart 8 Racing Tips playlist. I'll be doing more of these Mario Kart 7 race analysis videos in the future. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and see you all next time.